this webinar is really going to be designed to set you up for success in your new role. I'm going to dive into how you can build essential relationships, how you can manage your executive's time effectively, and how you can establish strong communication from the start. So this is really your chance to learn, grow, and prepare to excel as an executive assistant. So thank you again for being here today, and let's get started. Okay, so I know many of you are feeling overwhelmed in your new executive assistant role. Managing your executive's time effectively can really be a challenge, and you might be struggling with balancing multiple tasks or prioritizing your workload. Maybe you don't feel confident or you're nervous about building a relationship with a high-profile executive like a CEO, right? It's not every day the average person is talking to CEOs or CFOs. So building essential relationships, especially when you're new and trying to make a good impression, can feel daunting. And there's usually some uncertainty about how to communicate efficiently with your executive and team. I want you guys to know that these frustrations are common and you're not alone in feeling this way. You're here because you want to establish credibility and you want to earn your executive's trust quickly. You're eager to master time management and prioritization to ensure that both you and your executive can focus on what matters most. And you're looking to build a strong, supportive relationships from day one, and you want to communicate clearly and confidently with your executive and your team. I want you to know that you've made the right decision by showing up here today. You're taking an important step towards gaining the skills and confidence needed to excel as an executive assistant. You're ready to transform challenges into strengths and become a strategic partner in your executive success. So take a deep breath and get ready to dive in. You're in the right place, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. So by the end of our webinar, you'll gain invaluable skills essential for a successful start in any executive assistant role. Here's what you can expect to learn. Prioritizing tasks and managing schedules are really foundational skills for any executive assistant. So you'll learn how to maximize productivity during your initial 30 days, ensuring that both you and your executive can focus on what matters most. It's critical to understand the importance of early relationship building with key stakeholders, right? So we're going to explore strategies to facilitate a supportive working environment that can help you thrive from day one. Effective communication, of course, is key to success in any role, but as an executive assistant, it becomes even more crucial. So you'll develop the skills to communicate effectively with your executive and team members, guaranteeing that every interaction is clear, concise, and constructive. And just to introduce myself, my name is Fumi Dosumu, and I'm a senior level executive assistant. I've had the privilege of supporting over 21 executives, including 6 CEOs, and I really consider myself an expert in the executive support field. But it wasn't always like this, guys. If you guys have been following me on TikTok, you may already know part of this story, but I always like to share it because it really shows how anyone can finesse their way into an EA role, even without prior experience. So before landing my first EA position, I was a wedding planner. While that job gave me some transferable skills, it was a completely different industry, and you can imagine how nervous I was to start my first corporate professional executive assistant role. Everything at that time that I implemented back in 2019 came from Reddit, Google, and Quora. I was joining a small startup where the executives, they had never had an executive assistant before. So it was really up to me to show them how to best utilize me and my services. So through a lot of trial and error, I learned a ton of information, and I really became obsessed with learning strategies that would help me excel as an executive assistant. 6 months later, I landed my next executive assistant role with a 20K pay raise. By then, I was much better prepared. I had processes outlined from day one, setting the stage for a future promotion a year later. I don't want you guys to go through the struggle and trial and error that I went through in my early days. I wish there had been an easy 45-minute webinar that I could have attended back then, but this is really my motivation for teaching you guys today and why I created my course, Executive Assistance 101. And you're going to see a lot of nuggets from my course sprinkled throughout this webinar, and you'll also get a feel for my teaching style. So I really wanted to share the strategies and insights I've gained so that you can start your EA journey on the right foot and excel from day one. All right, so let's dive in. So, this is really broken down by week. So we're going to start with week one. And this is what I think you guys should really be focusing on in your first week as an executive assistant. This is really the most critical time to set up yourself for success. So let's talk about how to understand your executive's world right from the start. So really your main goal of the first week is to understand your executive's preferences, their priorities, their working style. This understanding is going to be the foundation for everything you do in your role. And here's how to go about it. So first, you're going to want to schedule a meeting with your executive as soon as possible. This is critical, right? Because you need to start building that relationship from day one. So in this meeting, your aim is to gather essential information and also start that relationship building, start to get to know them and their preferences. So you'd want to prepare a list of questions that cover these key areas. So first of all, preferred communication style, right? Does your executive prefer emails, phone calls, or in-person meetings? How often do they like to receive updates? Understanding this will help you communicate effectively and stay aligned within their expectations. So my executive, for example, he's definitely a email person. He and I we're both Capricorns, we're on the same wavelength. He uses the inbox zero method. So I have access to his inbox and I could literally see him clearing his email. So I know if I want to get something from my executive, I'm going to email him. I have another executive, Sal. I also am in his email inbox and he never checks his email. He's a texter. So if I know I want something urgent, I'm going to text him. So, as EAs, we have to be adaptable to our executives' working styles, and many executives have different preferences. So understand what is their preferred method of communication. Next, you want to ask them about their top priorities and ongoing projects. Knowing what's most important to your executive will help you prioritize your tasks and manage their schedule effectively. So for Bob, we have one of my executives named Bob. We have this tracker that it's in Google Sheets, and he kind of lists out all his to-dos, and then he does this like boulders, small rocks and pebbles. That's kind of how he categorizes the really big projects, medium projects, smaller projects, things that are, going to take the whole year versus things that are going to be 3 months. So we have this basically Excel sheet tracker where I help him keep track of all his tasks. And you can also use this to help you inform like scheduling which meetings are more priority, which meetings need to be scheduled urgently versus which meetings can be scheduled later on. And the next thing you're going to want to do is identify the key people, the key stakeholders your executive interacts with regularly. This could be other executives, team members, or external partners. So really understanding who these people are will help you manage your communications and relationships better. So basically, you want to understand who are your executive's direct reports. As a as an executive assistant, you want to understand who are your executive's direct reports, right? So a lot of times, these are the people reporting directly to your executive as like, let's say he's the CEO. So basically the rest of the C-suite will be, your executive's direct reports. Or if he's a COO, the VPs and SVPs will be his direct reports. So basically these are the people he's going to have regular one-on-ones with, he's going to meet with regularly, and you want to be able to meet them, understand them, because you're going to be working with them pretty closely to help your executive achieve their goals. And then also his peers, right? If your executive is like a COO, his peers are going to be the CFO, the chief people officer, the chief revenue officer, everybody in the C-suite, they're peers, and they have to collaborate often. So you want to also build a relationship with those people as well. So next, you're going to want to learn the tools and systems. So this is still week one, right? Your company and executive will likely have specific tools and systems that they use on a day-to-day basis. You want to get familiar with these early on. So first of all, find out which tools are essential for communication, project management, scheduling, and any of the other daily operations. This might include things like Slack, internal communication system, Microsoft Teams. That's another way people can communicate internally. A lot of people use Google Workspace, Google Drive, or project management softwares like Asana and Trello. And then you have, this is week one, so you're going to have a lot of orientation sessions and training. So really take advantage of any of these training sessions offered. If there aren't any formal training sessions or programs in your company, perhaps ask a colleague, one of your new peers, one of your new team members to walk you through these systems. Don't hesitate to seek out online tutorials or guides if needed as well. YouTube and TikTok is really great for self-learning. So yeah. And then you want to make sure your accounts are all set up properly, right? So this includes your email, your calendar, those project management tools we just talked about, and any other relevant systems. You really want to ensure you have the necessary permissions and access levels. Make sure you have all the delegate access you need set up in the first week for a smooth onboarding process. So, get added to his calendar or your executive's calendar, get added to their like expense management system, get added to their Zoom or whatever, however they're doing their meetings. You really want to get added to all those things within the first week so you could start off your second week strong, ready to dive in, ready to get work done. And then, of course, as mentioned, building those relationships early is really essential. So arrange brief introductory meetings with those key stakeholders we just talked about, your executives, direct reports, your peers, and your own team members. These initial conversations will help you understand their roles and how they interact with your executive. This is going to include your fellow EAs, and when I say, set up these meetings, I don't mean have all these meetings within the first week. There's not enough time in the day for that, but start to schedule them out throughout your first month or two. Like, okay, maybe every week I'm going to meet with 3 or 4 people, 15 minutes introductions, nothing too crazy. And then you want to pay attention during meetings and interactions, right? Start to observe how your executive communicates and works with others. This is going to give you insights into their style and preferences. For example, do you notice that, every time your executive is in a meeting, there's an agenda, right? So then you notice, oh, this meeting doesn't have an agenda. Maybe I should make sure there's an agenda for this meeting. Or do you notice, is someone taking notes? Okay, maybe that's something you can take on behalf of your executive. Or is who's tracking follow-ups? Like if in the meeting, your executive says, I need Dan to do this thing. Who's going to make sure Dan does that? Those are some things that you can start to observe and take ownership of right off the bat. And then you want to keep detailed notes on your executive's priorities and preferences. This documentation will really be a valuable reference as you navigate your role and ensure you're consistently meeting their expectations. So you guys should create something that I like to call the executive dossier or an executive profile. And I have a quick video that I'll show you guys about this. A dossier is basically a document or a sheet that you create on behalf of your executive that will contain all of their preferences. So this includes their travel preferences, right? Things like their loyalty numbers, their TSA pre-check number, their full name, their date of birth, everything you need to book travel. But then you could also build out the dossier, right? If you're doing personal assistance, maybe you can include all your executive's family members and their birthdays so you can remember to like remind him so you can buy birthday presents, etc. I also like to do a calendar analysis and that lives in my dossier as well. You could also list all your executives' direct reports in case you have to send them holiday gifts, anniversary gifts, etc. So the dossier is really like your executive's Bible. It's all the information you need to support your executive. So you mentioned that a lot of that stuff lives in your memory, but we have a lot of information we need to retain as an EA. So it's often better to write these things down for easy reference, as well as when you're on vacation or you're transferring your role. This is something that can be passed on to the next EA or even the person that will be covering for you while you're on PTO. So it's critical to have an executive profile or a dossier created. I recommend you doing this when you first start the role within your first week or two. Get that executive dossier filled out. Okay, so this template is also available in my Executive Assistance 101 course. It's one of the many templates that my students have access to. But as a recap, I really want you guys to like make your own version. Everyone has their own style. Make your own version of an executive profile. It's really critical, and you're going to be referencing this. I'm always referencing my profile. So it's a critical document that you can build out, customize to your needs, your executive's needs. So the first week in your new role as an executive assistant is really all about laying the groundwork for a successful partnership with your executive by focusing on understanding their preferences, priorities, and working style, and also getting up to speed with the tools and systems they use, you'll be able to communicate effectively, manage their schedule efficiently, and support their goals from day one. And remember, the key to success is proactive communication and adaptability. We have to adapt to their style. So stay engaged, continue to ask questions in your first few weeks, and be ready to adjust as needed. All right. So let's dive into what you should focus on in your second week as an executive assistant. This week, your main goal is to provide strategies to efficiently manage your executive's calendar. Effective scheduling and prioritization are really going to be key to making sure both you and your executive are productive and focused on what matters most. So first, you want to start by getting a good grasp of your executive's calendar. You don't want to just know about their appointments, but you want to really understand how their day flows. So I like to block, put blocks for strategic priorities. So identify the most important tasks and projects your executive needs to focus on, and then perhaps block out specific times in the day on their calendar for these priorities. This is going to help ensure that high impact tasks or projects get the attention they deserve without being crowded out by meetings or smaller tasks. I also like to block out time for lunch and also the morning times where they're not going to be working and the evening times where they're not going to be working, so that the team knows when the exec is available for meetings. So, this is what I like to call heads down time, or like a work time. Do not schedule whatever you want, but it's just like a couple hours a day or week or whatever your executive prefers for them to get work done. So one of my executives, he really wants to have a couple hours of work, heads down time, work time, no meeting time a day. Some weeks it's not possible, right? He's an executive, you're like a COO, you're going to be super busy. But on the quieter weeks, like for example, last week my company was at a conference, so of course there was no time for heads down work. But this week it's a little bit calmer, so I'm going to make sure to add some heads down time so he can catch up on everything he missed, last week. So it's really important to talk to them about their preference. Some people don't like that, right? Some people want to work back to back to back, but some executives do like that work block time. Then, of course, as an EA managing a calendar, we're going to have conflicts. People are just going to throw things on the calendar. Important meetings are just going to pop up. Conflicts will arise. But when they do, you want to handle them with care. Reach out to the involved parties to reschedule or find an alternative solution. Maybe that solution is going to be, okay, we're not going to have this meeting anymore. Everybody just send in their updates via email and we'll coordinate asynchronously. But whatever it is, clear communication is really key here. Make sure everyone understands why the changes are necessary and really work hard and quickly to find the best possible alternative. Then you're going to want to build in buffer times into a schedule, right? These are short breaks between meetings to allow your executive to catch their breath, review notes, or prepare for the next meeting. Buffer times can really help to prevent back-to-back meetings from becoming overwhelming, and they allow for some flexibility in case a meeting runs over. So you want to check with your executive on their preference here. Some executives like 15-minute breaks after every 2-hour block of meetings, where some would prefer to be back to back with longer heads down time, work block time. So my executive, he wants, if he's going to be back to back, he wants me to give him a little 15 minutes so he can run to the bathroom. They need to use the bathroom. But I have another executive, she wants to work 9 to 5, no breaks. And then she's like, don't reach out to me after hours. So, again, preferences, ask them and adapt to each one of their requests. Now, let's talk about the features of digital tools that can help you manage your calendar effectively. So digital tools are really going to become your best friend when it comes to scheduling and reminders. So here are some practical ways to use them. So for the calendar apps, whether it's Google Calendar, Outlook, or another platform, make sure you're fully comfortable with the calendar app your executive prefers or your company uses. Use features like color coding for different appointments, recurring events, and reminders to keep everything organized. I personally love color coding. I love color coding as it really can help, give your executive a quick snapshot of their day without going into the details of each event. For example, for all my executives, I use the same colors. Green, for example, is the color for one-on-one. So imagine if you're seeing the calendar regular color is orange. But then he sees a bunch of green. That means just at a glance, they know, okay, this is a heavy one-on-one day. Okay, it's chill. I'm not speaking to any clients today. I'm just doing internal meetings versus purple is my external client meeting color. If it's all purple, he's like, wow, this is a heavy client day. I need to make sure I'm prepped in advance so I know what I'm talking about, all this stuff. So color coding is a great tool. I highly recommend it. Another thing you want to get a good handle on is the email management system. So managing emails efficiently can also play a huge role in time management. Tools like Microsoft Outlook's rules and filters or Google's advanced search options can really help you prioritize important emails and manage your own executive's inbox more effectively if you do have that duty. I also love Google's multiple inbox feature as well as utilizing the inbox zero method so that I never miss an email. It's really crucial for you to have a handle on your email, as this is where you're going to be spending most of your time, in the calendar and your email. A lot of people are going to be emailing you tasks, requests, all this stuff. So you want to make sure that your email doesn't get overwhelmed, overly full, so you're not going to start missing important emails from your executive, etc. And then you want to utilize reminder systems within your calendar app or use a dedicated reminder app like Todoist or Microsoft To Do. Set reminders for important tasks, deadlines, and follow-ups to ensure nothing slips through the cracks. I personally just like to add a calendar invite to the top of the calendar so I never miss a deadline. For example, I think, we just started Q4, so the company had to set up the OKRs. So I set a reminder for my executive and myself to remember, ask the team to create their Q4 OKRs, remind the team to distribute their OKRs. And this is just something that's set up quarterly, recurringly quarterly. So we never forget to like make sure our objective key results are on task or set up and, ready to go. So the next thing is tips for effective prioritization. So this really goes hand in hand with scheduling. You want to start the day with a quick review of the calendar. This is so important, right? Look at the schedule for the day. Look at your exec's calendar and ensure that the most critical tasks are prioritized, and make adjustments as needed to accommodate any changes or urgent tasks that come up. So this is really the first thing that I do when I start work. I glance at my calendar, my exec's calendar, because people love to throw stuff overnight. So you want to make sure that there are no conflicts that popped up overnight. And then you also want to do a quick skim through your emails to make sure no urgent requests, urgent changes, or reschedulings, cancellations came through. So really this is so important, guys. So really get into this habit, review your calendar, review your email every morning so that you never miss a change. So for example, me, like a couple weeks ago, I almost made a huge mistake. I left a Zoom link off a super important calendar meeting, but thanks to my daily review, I was able to catch it and add a link with no one the wiser. So it's really a critical process and shows you are detail oriented, which is really critical for executive assistants. And then at the end of each session, sit down with your executive. This could be during your one-on-ones for a planning session. You could do this at the end of the week or at the beginning of the week. I recommend either the end or the beginning. Review the upcoming week's schedule, discuss their priorities, discuss which meetings need to be shifted, can be canceled, can be moved, and make any necessary adjustments. This is going to help both you and your executive stay aligned and prepare for the week ahead. Okay? So this is going to usually be taking place in your one-on-one. So I advise you guys to come prepared to your one-on-ones with an agenda of topics to discuss with your executives as well. You really want to be taking the lead. This is your meeting with him, your time to, get questions answered, let them know of things they have to do. So be prepared, get that agenda and run it like you are the leader of the meeting. And that will really help your executive build trust in you and know that, like, look, I don't have to run in this meeting. This is one meeting where I can relax and just be a passive participant. I know my EA has my back and, she's going to get through it properly. So another thing I love to maintain is a task list. So you want to maintain a task list for both you and your executive. Keep it updated with ongoing tasks, deadlines, and follow-ups. This is going to help you track progress and ensure that nothing important is overlooked. I personally like to use that agenda I was just talking about with my executive as my task list. I utilize my notes app. Okay, so my task list is usually in a Google Doc, in a shared Google Doc, and I just keep adding to it. I also use my notes app on my phone as it syncs across all my Mac devices. It's on my phone, it's on my laptop, but just use whatever method works best for you. So again, in your second week as an executive assistant, mastering time management is crucial. By focusing on calendar management techniques, utilizing digital tools effectively, and prioritizing tasks efficiently, you'll ensure that your executive's time is organized optimally. Okay. So this will not only enhance your productivity, but will also build a strong foundation for your role. All right, so let's jump into week 3, where we're going to focus on relationship building, which is also crucial for your success as an executive assistant. By the 3rd week in your new role, you should start cultivating key connections within that organization. This week is all about understanding the importance of building relationships and learning methods to do so effectively. So start by strengthening your relationship with your executives team. These are those direct reports that I said you should start scheduling meetings with from week 1. These connections are critical as you'll be really working closely with them. Here's how to go about it. So take the initiative to engage with members of the executives to your executives team. Schedule those brief meet and greet sessions to introduce yourself and understand how they work with your executive and their expectations. This is going to show your willingness to be involved and helps you gain valuable insights into their working styles. These can be as short as 15 minutes. Then you want to understand their priorities, right? Pay attention to what's important to each of these leaders. This could be project deadlines, their preferred communication methods, or specific support needs. Tailor your approach to each executive's preferences. Tailoring your approach to each executive's preferences will really help build trust and demonstrate your value. And remember, again, these are usually senior vice presidents, etc. So you got to make sure you maintain that professionalism and be efficient with their time because they are busy as well. And then keep quarterly check-ins with these direct reports of your executive's team. Again, these can be brief. 15 minutes is enough, but should focus on updates, feedback, and any support they may need. This consistent communication is really going to help you maintain a strong relationship that keeps everybody on the same page. Next, you want to set up meet and greets beyond your executives team. You want to network within your organization. This can help you this can give you the support, information, and opportunities for collaboration. So I would schedule brief meet and greets with key contacts in different departments. These sessions can be informal and just a great way to introduce yourself and learn about their roles. Just building a network of contacts within your organization is really going to help you navigate it more effectively. And definitely also schedule time with your team members if you have any as well. So if you're on a team of EAs, do meet with all those EAs. These are people that are potentially going to be providing coverage for you when you're out on vacation, and you'll be providing coverage for them, and you'll be working with them on events and stuff like that. So definitely, get to know your team as well. They're going to be your greatest resource. Consider participating in company events, both formal and informal. These events, again, are opportunities to meet new people, build rapport in a relaxed setting. So engaging in social activities can really strengthen your connections and help you understand the company culture better. If you're remote, like myself, take advantage of attending offsites or a local happy hour, the company organizes. I also recommend you guys try to join internal groups. If your company has committees or ERGs, consider joining them. These groups can provide additional networking opportunities and give you a broader perspective on the organization's activities and priorities. To build strong relationships, it's really crucial to understand the organizational culture. So this involves learning about the company's values, norms, and the unwritten rules. So you want to observe and listen. Again, pay attention to how people interact, the language they're using. There's a lot of corporate lingo, a lot of acronyms out there. So, you want to start to mimic the language and the acronyms that your team is using, and take note of the behaviors that are encouraged or discouraged. Observing and listening will give you insights into the company culture and help you adapt your approach accordingly. And don't be afraid to ask questions, right? Ask questions about the company culture. This could be in your meet and greet sessions or just general casual conversations. Understanding the culture will help you build rapport and navigate the organization more effectively. right? So again, I mentioned I work for a health tech company and they have acronyms for everything. So my team, the EA team, decided to create an acronym dictionary that is super helpful that I'm referencing to this day. So ask questions to see if there are resources like that readily available so you don't have to start from scratch, create something yourself, or it would just benefit the team to have this type of document. And then you want to demonstrate that you align with the company's values in your interactions and work. So whether it's showing initiative, being collaborative, or focusing on customer service, align with the company's values in order to build stronger connections and earn respect. So, for example, in my company, one of our company values is get stuff done, and that really resonates with me, right? So, like in my performance review, my manager mentioned that I'm always meeting our company values, especially the value of get stuff done. My executives mentioned for me, it's always getting stuff done, so because I'm literally exuding company values in what I do, I was able to get a raise from 145,000 to 160,000 and now 168,000 because I'm exuding company values. I'm going above and beyond. It's really critical. Like a lot of times people are like, oh, it's just company values, whatever. But it is important and you will be evaluated against this in your review. And this could be the catalyst for your raise or lack of raise. So it's important to understand these values and make sure you're exuding them in your role, right? So in your third week as an executive assistant, focus on cultivating those key connections within the organization by proactively engaging with your executives team, networking within the company, and understanding the organizational culture. You'll really set yourself up for success. So building strong relationships is essential for fostering a supportive environment and ensuring smooth communication. All right, so welcome to the fourth week of your journey as a new executive assistant. This week, we're focusing on proactive communication, which is crucial for establishing an effective information flow within your organization. So by now, you should have a good grasp of your executive's routine, week 4, their key responsibilities. So really use the knowledge that you've gained over the last 3 weeks to anticipate what information they may need before asking it. Anticipating needs, critical as an EA. So one of your primary tasks as an EA is to anticipate the information needs of your executive and team. So here's how to think about it, right? Make sure you have a comprehensive understanding of the projects and initiatives your executive is involved in. This means not only knowing the little details, but understanding the bigger picture and how these different projects, these different initiatives interconnect. For example, do you know who the key clients are? Do you know how to prioritize their email requests, their meeting requests, etc.? So let me share a story about how I helped land a high priority client meeting for one of my execs. So one of my execs, his name is his name is Sal. He often does these client roadshows with our CEOs where they're going like to the East Coast or the West Coast for a week and meeting a bunch of clients, obviously trying to close deals. My executive Sal, there was this woman that he had been trying to meet with from a major client for months. And luckily, during that client roadshow, I remembered, look, this woman lives in New Jersey, and you guys are going to be in New Jersey. Let me see if I could try to just reach out independently of my executive even asking me, because we've been blown off so many times. Let me just try to see if she'd be available for dinner. And she was. And because I understood like the importance of this client, I understood that my exec had been trying to get this meeting for weeks, I just kept it in the back of my mind and I was able to actually set up this meeting for them to go to dinner. So it's really important to, just be proactive, anticipate needs, because you never know how much of a help you could potentially help land a major deal for the company, which is amazing. And that'll be a great thing to include in your performance review. So also a lot of the times when your executive is scheduling, he's going to CC you into the email to continue, scheduling with the clients or whatever, the internal party. So I really advise you guys to read the email thread because there's lots of great information and context there, and it could also answer a lot of the questions you may have. Like a lot of the times, maybe they just be like CCing Fumi to schedule, but then they don't tell me how long it is or what time. But if I just read the chain, maybe they in like 2 emails back, they're like, we need an hour meeting next week. So then I just read it. I know they want an hour meeting next week. I don't have to then go and ask my executive for something that's already provided, So it's very important to read the emails and just really start gathering that context. You want to set up short, regular briefings. Those are these one-on-ones with your executive to discuss upcoming tasks and priorities. Use these briefings to gauge what information they need and what they don't need and when they need it. So keep an eye on the key performance indicators. That's KPIs, project milestones. Being aware of these type of metrics will help you anticipate when your executive will need updates or detailed reports. For example, get a copy of those OKRs, objective key results, or your company's KPIs. Companies used it, basically the company goals, and ensure you're aligning the calendar, the schedule to these company goals, right? So it's very important. Like I said earlier, I set up reminders on the calendar to let my executive know OKRs are about to be due. We need to start getting like results back from the team, etc., so that we can make sure we're meeting the higher level company goals and staying on track as a department. Then you want to create a repository of essential information that your executive frequently needs. This is like contact lists, project briefs, frequently accessed documents, whatever. Having this information readily can save like a lot of time and reduce the constant need for the back and forth. So any of those links, I would really put that in that executive profile or that executive dossier you created in week 1 for easy reference. And then, effective communication isn't just about we're talking multiple times a week. It's about communicating clearly. So you want to be clear and direct. Get straight to the point in your emails, in your one-on-ones, in your verbal updates. Avoid unnecessary details and focus on what's important. This is critical when communicating with your executive. They are super busy and they don't have time to read paragraphs, which brings me to my next point. Organize your information using bullet points or numbered lists. This just makes it easier for your executive to scan and understand the key points quickly. And as you can see, I've been using them throughout this webinar. And then tailor your message to your executive's communication style and preferences, right? For example, maybe if you are scheduling, you're continuing to schedule in an email thread your executive CC'd you into, consider BCCing them or removing them from the follow-up email to reduce clutter in their inbox. Like they don't need to see the back and forth of you trying to align on a time with a client. Once you schedule the meeting, maybe you could follow up with them and say, this is scheduled for this, depends on their preference. And like last but arguably the most important is feedback. So feedback loops are crucial for ensuring alignment and addressing any misunderstandings early on. So I want you guys to really get comfortable regularly asking your executive for feedback on your updates and communication methods. This really is going to show them that you're committed to improving and meeting their needs. And then when you when you're asking for this feedback, don't just ask for it. Act on the feedback. Accept feedback with grace and use feedback that you receive to make adjustments or improvements. So whether it's changing the format of your reports or adjusting the frequency of your updates, be proactive in implementing the suggestions. And then set periodic review meetings with your executive to discuss what's working well and what could be improved. This helps maintain open lines of communication and really ensures continuous improvement. So in your first 3 months, I recommend doing monthly feedback sessions, 30 minutes or so. And afterwards, you can move on to quarterly every 90 days or so, or whatever your company recommends. So a lot of companies have like annual performance reviews, half like a mid-year performance annual. So just regardless of the cadence, it's important that you guys get feedback, okay? So we've covered a lot of ground so far, starting with understanding your executive's world, mastering time management, building key relationships, and finally establishing effective communication channels. Again, in the first week, you're going to be focusing on setting the solid foundation by understanding your executive's preferences, priorities, and working styles. This is really crucial for building a strong partnership from the start. The second week was all about mastering time management. You learn calendar management techniques and how to prioritize tasks effectively. These are skills essential for ensuring that both you and your executive can focus on what matters most. In the third week, you shifted your focus to relationship building. So you explored strategies for forging those strong connections within your executive's team and the broader organization. Building these relationships is really key to creating a supportive environment and ensuring smooth communication. In your fourth week, you delved into proactive communication, learning how to anticipate information needs, craft concise messages, and establish feedback loops. These communication strategies will help you maintain alignment and address any misunderstandings early on. Throughout these weeks, you've been equipped with tools and strategies to excel in your role as an executive assistant. Before we move on, though, I want to share a story about one of my students who put these principles into practice and saw incredible results. So Tara was a contractor at a well-known rideshare company, and she really felt stuck in her role. She was looking for a career change, something more fulfilling and more aligned with her admin skills. That's when she decided to take my course, Executive Assistance 101. In the course, we really dove deep into the topics that I just previewed: understanding your executive's world, mastering time management, building key relationships, and establishing proactive communication. Armed with these new skills, Tara was able to land her first executive assistant role ever, earning $135,000 a year with a 15K bonus. I was like, wow. But my relationship with Tara didn't just end when she completed the course. She continued to book regular coaching calls with me, and I helped her onboard her executive so she could have a strong start. The ongoing support was really crucial in ensuring she applied what she learned effectively. And I'm happy to report that just after 1 year, Tara was able to receive a raise, bringing her salary to $141,000 a year. She's really thriving in her role and excelling in every aspect of her job and feeling more fulfilled than ever. So Tara's journey really shows us the powerful skills how powerful these skills can be when applied correctly. It's not just about landing a job, it's about building a career where you can grow, thrive, and feel truly valued. So I really hope Tara's story inspires you and shows you guys what's possible. So based on the webinar responses, here are the top reasons why you showed up today, right? It's clear that you guys are eager to learn and grow in your careers, whether you're looking to get your foot in the door, seeking full-time employment as an executive assistant, or aiming to transition from an administrative role to an EA role. Your dedication to improving your skills is truly commendable. Many of you expressed a desire to improve your admin skills, learn more about heavy calendar management, handle conflicts, and navigate last-minute changes. Others wanted to become more proactive and strategic, turn task-oriented resumes, bullets into accomplishment, and establish strong relationships with executives and your colleagues. You're here because you want to start off on the right foot. You want to grow the skills you already have and learn proven strategies to land the job you want. Some of you are looking to move into another industry, while others are seeking ways to support your new executive or improve your resume with necessary skills to land an interview. You want to become strategic partners, communicate more professionally, and effectively support your executives. I understand these aspirations deeply. I've been where you are, and I know the challenges and the uncertainties you face. So this webinar is designed to introduce you to the skills, mindset, and strategies needed to not only become an executive assistant, but to excel in this role. So by joining today, you've really taken a crucial step towards achieving your goals. You're investing in yourself, your career, and your future. The insights and strategies we're covering today will help you navigate the complexities of the EA role, build your confidence, and set you up for success. So now you may be wondering, after all this information, how can you achieve your goals and take your career to the next level? You need knowledge, you need community, and you need mentorship. I would love to invite you guys to join me inside Executive Assistance 101. Executive Assistance 101 is designed specifically to help you apply the strategies and insights we've discussed today. You're going to gain practical, hands-on skills that will set you apart and really position you for success in the competitive world of executive assistants. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to advance your career, this course is the comprehensive solution that you've been looking for. I know you guys are all busy with work and life and don't have a lot of free time. That's why the course is both 100% online and you can take it at your own pace. Executive Assistance 101 is really the fastest way to gain big results in your career while up-leveling your skill set with foolproof strategies that will empower you to become a confident, high-performing professional who earns a high-paying salary. So let's do a quick walkthrough so I can show you exactly what you'll be getting in the course. So we're going to start off with the introduction. This is module with 2 video lessons. Is going to explore the origins and the evolution of the executive assistant role, and we'll delve into the critical soft skills necessary for success as an executive assistant. With 8 video lessons, EA Core Competencies is really your one-stop solution for mastering every fundamental aspect of the assistant role. This is the hard skills. We're gonna delve into the hard skills that make you the EA that everybody wants on their team. So I'll guide you through mastering your calendar and your email like a pro, coordinating travel plans smoothly, and planning events that impress. Plus, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of managing expenses and overseeing projects efficiently. You'll learn how to become a leader in the organization, communication, and proactivity. So by the end, you'll have a suite of best practices, tools, and strategies at your fingertips. The next module, relationship building, is really going to transform your professional interactions to help you become a key strategic partner to your executive. With 9 video lessons, relationship building is tailored to empower both new and experienced executive assistants with the essential behavioral skills to forge and maintain dynamic executive partnerships. You're going to walk away with not only a deeper understanding of your executive, but also with the strategic skills to influence and steer key decisions. Okay. And then with 8 video lessons, you're going to learn the practical skills needed to land a new career as an executive assistant. This is going to be perfect for all levels. The career development module is designed to equip you with the essential skills and knowledge to navigate the competitive job market effectively. So this comprehensive module covers various crucial aspects from creating standout resumes and cover letters tailored specifically to executive assistant roles to mastering the nuances of job interviews for these positions, for these EA positions.
This is what the welcome page looks like. You're going to have an introductory video, and then you get into the actual modules. So the EA core competencies, that has about 8 sections in it. You can see everything we're going to be covering. Relationship building, I think that has another 8 or so modules in it. And this one also has a fireside chat where we were able to just have the opportunity to chat with someone who went from being an executive assistant to a chief of staff. That is what the course looks like. And if you click into any one of these lessons, you're going to get the course video like you can see here.
Wow, we have a lot.
And then I give you kind of an overview of the lesson and a high level overview of what was covered in each lesson, some resources, as well as the slides, which are down here. You can download your slides as well. This is what the class will look like for those of you who are interested in taking it.
Yes, so I just wanted to show you guys what the course actually looks like live. You can access it on your phone, on your laptop, whatever is convenient for you, but you'll have all the video recordings at your fingertips on demand. And anyone who successfully completes Executive Assistance 101 will be granted our CEASE certification. So the Certified Executive Support Expert designation is a specialized credential for administrative professionals, signifying that they are highly trained and skilled in supporting executives, key leaders, directors, and management teams. Unlike other professional designations, the CEASE focuses intensively and exclusively on developing the competencies, skills, attitudes, and behaviors essential for effectively supporting leadership roles. So earning the CEASE designation by successfully completing the Executive Assistance 101 course signals to potential and current employers that you are committed to excellence in your role as a strategic partner. It's really a testament to your ability to work in tandem with executives, contributing significantly to their effectiveness and overall success of the business. So here's what you'll get in EA 101. You're going to get 27 plus hours of video-based lessons, 20 plus hours of video content, templates, checklists, job resources, the certificate of completion via the CEASE, 100% online training portal with everything you need in one place. And I'm excited to announce 2 fast action bonuses that expire tonight because you guys joined this webinar today. I'm giving you a resume revamp. So once you take the course and you've learned all these new skills, we're going to need to update your resume so you can start applying. I'm going to help you with that. And I also give you a coaching call so you can talk to me one-on-one personally about your preferences or whatever that's going on, what you want to focus on. This is my personal one-on-one time with you, and it's my gift to you guys for joining this webinar today. Um, and then of course, anyone who purchases Executive Assistance 101 is going to have lifetime access to my Next Gen EA's Facebook group, private only members group, and then of course monthly office hours. So because this course is on demand, I still want you guys to be able to speak to me, ask me questions that come up during the course. So the monthly office hours is really going to be an opportunity for you guys to talk to me, ask questions, and I can help you, get through any of the materials that you're struggling with. So after completing Executive Assistance 101, you're going to achieve transformative outcomes that will elevate your career and set you apart as a high-performing executive assistant. Imagine understanding your executive's needs and working style so deeply that you become their trusted partner. You'll be the go-to person they rely on, driving the success of your executive and the entire organization. Executive Assistance 101 will give you the insights and strategies to build that invaluable relationship. Picture your workday flowing seamlessly with advanced calendar management and prioritization techniques. You'll be able to handle multiple tasks with ease, making your executive's day more productive and stress-free. Executive Assistance 101 will teach you how to implement these powerful time management strategies. Envision yourself building a robust network of key contacts within your organization. These relationships will not only enhance teamwork, but also position you as a pivotal player in your company's success. Executive Assistance 101 will guide you on how to cultivate these vital connections. Think about setting up efficient communication channels that ensure a smooth flow of information. You'll learn to craft concise and impactful messages that keep everyone aligned and informed, reducing misunderstandings and boosting efficiency. Executive Assistance 101 will empower you with the skills to communicate like a pro. Imagine gaining the skills and confidence needed to excel in your role and achieve higher earnings. You position yourself as an indispensable professional in the executive support field, opening doors to numerous career advancement opportunities. Executive Assistance 101 will be your guide to reaching new heights in your career. Visualize work-life balance where you enhance productivity without compromising your own well-being. You'll create systems that allow you to manage work demands while maintaining a healthy personal life. This course will provide you with the strategies to achieve long-term success and satisfaction. By the end of Executive Assistance 101, you'll have the tools, strategies, and the mindset to transform your career and make significant impact in your role. You will be empowered to become the best version of yourself professionally. So really, let's take this journey together to unlock your full potential. So you're probably curious, what's the investment? The thing is, you guys could attend multiple workshops and buy numerous books and try to piece all this information and knowledge together on your own, and that would likely cost you a significant amount of money and countless hours of your time. Or you could attempt to learn through trial and error like I did, which can be frustrating and inefficient. So that's why I created Executive Assistance 101. This course is designed to give you everything you need to succeed quickly and effectively. So let me talk about the incredible value. This is the value you're getting with Executive Assistance 101, right? This course is designed to set you up for success and transform your career, and the total value of everything is $6,800. Here's what you receive. You're going to receive the full Executive Assistance 101 course, the lifetime access to Next Gen EAs, monthly office hours, like I said, so that you have access to me and I can really help guide you through any questions or issues that come up while you're taking the course. And then for you guys specifically today for joining this webinar, you have the free resume revamp and a one-on-one coaching call. So the combined value of these resources is $6,800, but you guys are not going to be paying anywhere near that, so don't worry. Again, as my gift to you for joining this webinar today, you're going to automatically be getting $503 off my regular pricing. By enrolling in Executive Assistance 101 today, you get everything for just $14.97 if you pay in full, or 3 installments of $499. Okay, so If you're interested, please go to sixfigureea.com/register right now to sign up. This course is going to truly be an investment in your future, and it can yield significant financial returns. For those of you who prefer a flexible option, you can choose to pay in 3 installments of $4.99. So over 3 months, you pay $4.99. This is going to allow you to spread out the investment while still gaining all the benefits and support you need to excel in your career. Alternatively, for those who choose to pay in full, the investment is $14.97, which is 25% off the regular price. Plus, you can use Afterpay or Klarna to make the full payment even more manageable. Both app options is going to grant you full access to all the course materials, the C certification upon successful completion of the course, plus our early bird bonuses, including the monthly office hours, the lifetime membership to our private community, a free coaching call, and a complete resume revamp if you sign up today. Remember, you're only going to get this special pricing through today's webinar. It's really my gift to you for investing in yourself. And I wanted to share a great student update from one of my students who has found success by applying the skills they learned in Executive Assistance 101. I won't read the whole thing, but you guys, I wanted to specifically focus on the end where she says, thank you so much for your support thus far. The EA course I took in April is still a great tool for me, especially now that I'm working closely with stakeholders and other important executives in this leadership team. One of the keys to Effie's success has been the continued support and guidance that I offer, even after she completed the course. As you can see, she sent this in August. She took the course in April. I'm still in complete communication with my students. I want you guys to succeed. Your success is my success. If you guys do well, it's making me know that I'm doing something right. So she took full advantage of the resources and coaching, and that's something I encourage for everyone who joins the course. The skills you gain and my ongoing support will absolutely position you for success in the EA journey. And with that in mind, investing in Executive Assistance 101 is about investing in your future, giving you the skills, confidence, and strategies to transform your career and achieve the success you deserve. Don't miss out on this opportunity to elevate your professional life and reach new heights. Head over to sixfigureea.com/register right now to sign up right away. And to ensure you guys feel completely confident in your decision, I'm offering a 100% risk-free guarantee. Sign up for this on-demand course, and if you're not completely satisfied with the course after 1 week and you've completed less than 10% of the course, I'll provide you a full refund. I've got your back, and I want you guys to feel confident in your investment, okay? So this guarantee is my promise to you. I truly believe in the value of this course and the positive impact it can have on your career. I'm really here to support you every step of the way, and I'm committed to your success. So go ahead and sign up with confidence, knowing that you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And I look forward to seeing you in the course and helping you guys achieve your career goals. Okay? So now what I would love to do is answer some questions that you guys may have about Executive Assistance 101 or about what I've just taught here today. So give me a second to pull up the questions. Okay, we got tons of questions. So we only have a few more minutes, guys, but I'm going to try to get through as many as I can. Let's get started. So Melissa asks, how do I handle conflicts or disagreements with my executive, especially during my first 30 days? Okay, that's a great question, right? This is one thing that you're definitely gonna come across as an EA. So handling conflicts or disagreements with your executives, it can be tricky, especially when you're new and you're still building trust. But the key really is to stay calm. Focus on that clear, open communication we just talked about. Have an agenda, have your points written out. Start by listening to your executive's concerns and make sure you're understanding their perspective before you respond, right? Don't just be ready to argue back. Understand what they're saying. Try to approach the disagreement or the conflict by offering solutions. This is so key. Like, you need to come with solutions, not just pointing out the problem. If it's about priorities, maybe, for example, you could reference previous conversations to ensure that you guys are aligned. But the goal is to really create an environment where you and your executive feel heard and understood. If you want to feel more confident about navigating these type of conflicts, my relationship building module in Executive Assistance 101 is really designed specifically for this. In that module, we cover how to build strong strategic partnerships with your executive, including handling these difficult conversations with grace. It really is going to provide you with the tools and strategies to effectively manage conflicts like this and really be able to establish yourself as that trusted, proactive partner right from the start. Okay. All right, so let's see the next question we got. Shelly. Okay, Shelly, how do I establish credibility with my executive when I'm new to the role? Well, that's a great question. And I hope, you guys started to understand like a little bit of that building trust and everything through this webinar. But some things you can think about doing is, you want to start by being proactive and anticipating their needs before they ask, right? So if you can figure out what they want before they ask it, and they're like, wow, I don't even have to ask. She's just reading my mind. So make sure you're really being organized and detail oriented. Of course, these qualities will, speak for themselves and really show your professionalism. And make sure you're doing your one-on-ones because those one-on-ones are really your time to learn more about your executive, learn their needs, and that relationship you're building with them is going to help them have trust in you. Of course, you guys, building trust takes time, but if you always follow through on your commitments, even the small ones, you're going to consistently deliver results that show you are reliable and that's going to go a long way, okay? So in my EA core competencies module in EA 101, I really walk through step by step how to manage these critical early interactions. So, managing their inbox, managing their calendar, understanding priorities. This module is going to help you position yourself as a strategic asset to your executive, okay? Okay, so I think we have time for one more question. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, this is Ariana. How much time will I need to dedicate each week to get the most out of the EA course? That's a great question. Okay, so the Executive Assistance 101 course is again designed to be flexible and fully fit your busy schedule. So each module is really going to be packed with actionable insights, and you can really go on your own pace at your own pace. But to get the most out of it, I'd recommend setting about 2 to 3 hours a week to go through the video lessons and complete any exercises or reflections. But again, the beauty of the course is that it is on demand, so you can watch the lessons whenever it works for you, or whether you want to binge watch everything in one week and go for it. You have the flexibility to do what works for you. Plus, with our monthly office hours, you're going to have a chance to ask any follow-up questions live, and you'll always have access to the course materials afterwards. And it's also a good way to network with other fellow EAs as well, because you never know who can give you a referral. But yeah, so that's about how much time it can take. Okay, so I think we're a little bit over time now, and I know there's still a lot of great questions coming in, but don't worry. If you have more questions or you want personalized guidance, I'd love to help you further. You can always book a one-on-one coaching call with me through my website where we can dive deeper into your specific challenges and I can tailor strategies just for you. You can find more information about my coaching calls on my website. And I do encourage you guys to connect with me on your favorite social media platforms. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all as Six Figure EA. I just want to again, thank you guys so much for being here today. And I can't wait to see many of you inside Executive Assistance 101. Have a wonderful day, guys.